How's it going, guys? It's me, Vivi, and welcome back to some more Crash Bandicoot and Sane Trilogy. So this time, I decided to bring you guys a top 10 list of the hardest time trials in Crash 2. The levels I believe were hard in my opinion. So what I plan on doing as well is to give you guys a few tips and tricks here and there. Now I'm telling you from now, what you're about to see is not me doing a perfect run, aka a platinum relic. No, what you're about to see is pretty much for the gold relic. And to be completely honest with you, the gameplay you're about to see, I'm not completing all of the levels. The main focus of the video is to discuss the most difficult parts of these levels. So with that being said, let's get started. Number 10. Turtle Woods. Yes, maybe some of you weren't expecting this one to be on the list. Keep sprinting. Slide and jump is recommended. You go slightly faster and it is going to help you in the end. Now the problem with me in this level is that I crouch accidentally. I don't know if that has happened to you guys often, I don't know. As for the mud, you can slide and spin, but I suck at it. I slide and spin, but I end up jumping afterwards, which also works, I find. Now you see here, this box is tricky. You spin and slide, but you encounter this box, you're stuck. You can't spin. What you have to do is to jump on it, and by doing so you're gonna waste a bit of time. Now the biggest challenge in this level is not only the mud, but the pits. You have to slide and jump to skip these pits. If you're good at it, you don't need to spin, jump, and slide. You can simply slide and jump to make your way across. Now there is room for mistake in this level. You can fall in one of the pits, but you have to be very quick. So, in short, because of the mud and the slide and jumping, getting used to the maneuver, I decided to place this at number 10. Number 9, the pits. It's a very similar concept compared to Turtle Woods. You keep sliding and jumping. That's pretty much recommended for any level with open areas. Now the pits is very similar to Turtle Woods because of the pits, but the pits in this level, the distance is greater, I feel. You can try slide and jumping only. You can reach the other side if you're lucky. I've tried that multiple times, but it doesn't always work, it seems. So what I recommend on doing is not only to slide and jump, but to spin as well. You have to click R1 and then press X and square at the same time quickly. You'll get used to the maneuver. Now there is room for one mistake. You can fall, let's say, in the last pit, but you have to be very quick, just like Turtle Woods. You can still manage to get the gold relic, which is 111 for this level. So to summarize, getting used to the perfect jump. The pits, pretty much, I decided to put this at number 9. Number 8, Ruination. Now this level, to be honest, it's not too difficult, but there's just this one point where it gets unfair. So keep sprinting. Slide jump wherever you can without getting into trouble. Here I was a bit slow with the monkey. I recommend spinning instead of jumping. Now of course, do not take the Aku Aku who's here above the crate. It's a complete waste of time. You can still manage to get 3 masks without this one. Now the fire. If you're lucky and you have perfect timing, you can completely skip and just keep running and running. If you're not that lucky, you're going to have to wait for the fire to go off, but you have to be very quick. Here's the tricky part. Now, a lot of you might slide to kill this enemy. Don't do that. You're gonna lose your Aku. Slide and jump spin over this guy. Now here's where you'll mess up. This is the part I find unfair. Not only does it take time, but you have to spend that time wisely. Don't take too much time. You jump on it, you slide and jump over to the other one. Tricky, right? The game pretty much allows you for a bit of a break here, but like I said, don't take too long. And I don't even know why you spinned there. Don't do that. Then you have 3 Aku Akus if you're lucky. Boom, just keep running and you're done. So, in short, the monkey can slow you down. The fire, the TNT, you'll slide and that's a mistake. I recommend not doing that. The risk of losing Aku, I decided to place this at number 8. Number 7, I decided to call this the polar level. Honestly, all polar levels, they're just tricky. Some turns are completely iffy. Sometimes you jump and you reach like the end of this platform and you just slip off. That's one of the physics I've realized in the Sane Trilogy. You don't remain flat on the surface, you're just gonna slide. Now, out of all of the polar levels, I decided to use this one as an example because to me, it felt like the hardest. Bear down. Some say totally bear was the hardest, but surprisingly, I found that one to be the easiest. So for this one, for any polar level, pretty much, you have to speed up wherever possible. When you have this open area of snow with no obstacles, no holes, pits, or anything like that, just speed up. If you encounter ice, just speed up. You don't want to slide on Polar's belly. Sliding with Polar is annoying. You can miss the time crates very easily. So I decided to place this one at number 7 because of the controls, speeding up at the right areas, the obstacles, the rough turns sometimes. Yeah, number 7 it is. Number 6, Pack Attack. This one, simple. The controls. Really getting used to them, that's what makes this level difficult, in my opinion. Then why not add Rocket? Comparing this one to Rocket, this one has more obstacles, so that's why I decided to put this one in the list. Here's what's tricky about this level. Some time crates seem to be hidden up in some corners. Same goes for Aku Aku. If you move too fast, which is what's recommended when it comes to time trials, you might risk missing a time crate. And what you'll have to do is to slightly backtrack, and that's gonna make you lose time. For these lab assistants, just spin and spin again. Do not wait in between their attacks. You don't need to do that. So, controls, obstacles, missing crates easily, decided to put this at number 6. Number 5, Behaving. Yes, the marvelous bees. The thing about this level, it's like a marathon. You just keep sprinting, slide or jump wherever you can. I recommend sliding on these guys, cause sometimes when you spin, your timing might be off and you're just gonna die. Do not dig into the soil. Entering and exiting just wastes some precious seconds which you need. Just don't press square. That's my recommendation. I know it protects you from the bees, but just keep running. You'll avoid them. Now there's a time crate between those nitros. I never bothered smashing that one. If you have Aku, go for it. Or just jump on it and just be very careful. Now here's the tricky part. Not only do we have a bunch of nitros placed everywhere, but we have bees right behind us. You just have to be very quick here. This laser wall, it's all about luck. If you timed everything perfectly, you don't have to wait. You can just keep running. Don't use the speed pads here. I barely had the time to slide underneath the lasers. You're just gonna get electrocuted. And sometimes I do tend to accidentally hit square. Like here, for example. This has happened many times. I don't know about you guys. So, we have the bees, accidentally pressing square. Too much? I decided to place this at number 5. Just the bees alone, enemies following you, that's what makes this level pretty challenging. Number 4, Hanging Out. Oh boy. Ooh. This automatically went to number 4. Without any doubt. You have no room for mistake, like barely. You just have to keep sprinting. Careful in those tunnels. The thing is, when you're sprinting, you don't know what's coming. You have to be careful with the barrels and those annoying pesky enemies. Now these annoying fences. Just keep grabbing onto them. Just keep walking. Keep going. Do not stop. Only for the crates. Time crates. And again, it's based on luck. If you're lucky, your timing is going to be perfect. You can just keep on walking and walking with no stop whatsoever. Also, jumping between these floating robots, the spikes, it can be tricky while you're sprinting. So be careful. Here, you have this like wall of crates. Jump over a TNT, activate it, and all of the crates will break automatically. Don't worry, just keep walking. No need to waste time to break all of them. These nitros. The number of times I lost because of these stupid boxes. Until of course I realized slide and jumping over them. It is tricky, so be careful. And I belly flopped here for some reason. That has happened to me on multiple occasions. I wanted to throw my controller at the screen. Here you have to hit the exclamation box. I made a stupid mistake and I jumped. Don't do that. Lastly, when you reach this area before the exit, slide, jump, and spin to reach the exit. And of course, make sure that the platform is placed at a proper distance. So, in short, sprinting in the tunnels can be tricky. You don't know what's coming. The fences, those annoying enemies with the spikes, no room for mistakes. I decided to put this at number 4. It's pretty hard. I kept going fast without stopping and I barely got to 103. Quite challenging. Alright, for the remaining 3, I'm gonna go on ahead and say that perhaps 80% of you guys will agree. Number 3, Cold Hard Crash. Just the name of this level. Ugh. What were they thinking? Like, how could they? Ice physics is 1. 2, putting time crates on top stacked like that, jumping over them, the chance of falling, losing time. You have to slide at the right moments. Always slide on the ice, because the physics suck. These annoying wood pillars, when you're sprinting, you never know. If you're not lucky, you're just gonna get smashed. Those falling ice crystals. Slide and jump, or just sprint. Both work. Now those 2 time crates in the air, jump on top and spin. Don't waste time jumping on each. This TNT, activate it. Wait for those 2 ice crystals to fall, and then jump and sprint to avoid the 3rd. Here, you have to be very quick. Spin to destroy the crates, and quickly slide to kill that enemy and activate the box. 2 methods when it comes to Cold Hard Crash. The death route, which I find is a bit faster. What I recommend is, if you're going to take the death route, make sure you got 2 Aku Akus before entering it. The third one, you'll be able to run through a bunch of nitros on ice. See? This right here, what were they thinking? Not only you're sliding and gets annoying, but you have to avoid these nitros. Like, thank you so much. And by the way, the death route in this level is the hardest in the game in my opinion. All that ice. Were they drunk? Like, seriously. So, let's put everything together. Ice physics, ice, too much ice, way too much ice, the nitro crates on ice, number 3, that's it, that's all. Number 2, spaced out, for the love of, spin, jump, spin, jump, spin, jump. Alright? Nothing else to say, just kidding. For this level, slide and jump to skip that enemy. And this is pretty much it. If you can skip an enemy, just do it. Here, don't wait for the piston, just spin. But be careful not to be too close to the enemy once you reach the top. Keep running. Just stick against the piston like you're trying to get the last copy of Crash Bandicoot. Here, if you can jump and not wait for the piston, just be careful not to be too close to these octopus robots, which I dislike with passion. I hate these enemies. Their hitboxes, oh, it's terrible. The number of times I died because of that. When these guys open their hands, arms, or whatever, wait for them to open them completely. If not, and you jump on them, you're just gonna die. Space stat. These two words, they're pretty much self-explanatory. So that is why I decided to place this at number 2. Number 1, piston it away. Take the level called Spaced Out and just throw in a bunch of annoying obstacles. It's as if someone took Spaced Out and just decided to completely vomit over the name, thus creating Piston It Away. First annoyance, this platform with fire surrounding it. Your timing has to be right. You jump on it and then you slide and jump and spin, and if you're lucky enough you land right between those two time crates. What you have to do here is slide spin as much as you can to jump over enemies. That's recommended to do in the beginning, and it's easily done in my opinion. Piston It Away. It's all full of tight situations. Not only do you have pistons, but you have these annoying guys right below them. So what I do with this guy is I just jump over it and skip it. Here is where I wasted time. Don't try and jump between the platform and enemy. Chances are you'll fail. And that's the thing with this part. Waiting for enough room to slide and jump. You're wasting time, right? So if you're lucky, you're going to reach this area and you have time to slide and jump on the platform. A lot of luck with these time trials. That's pretty much it. And then you got these nitros and these guys at the same time. For the first two, what I usually do is wait for them to open their arms and I jump on them. As for the third one, you have enough room to slide. I don't know about you guys, but these lab assistants, I had so much difficulty. And why? Because when I was spinning, they kept pushing me. I kept spinning and spinning. Yes, I was close enough to spin, but no, it didn't work for some reason. Did that happen to you? But anyways, with that being said, Piston It Away is the hardest time trial in Crash Bandicoot 2. So with that being said, guys, leave your own, let's go with top 5. Top 10 is a lot, or top 3, whatever, if you want to, of course. Which levels did you find the most difficult? Do you agree or completely disagree with some of the levels mentioned in this top 10 list? Leave all of your thoughts in the comment section below. And as always, I've been Vivi, and thank you for watching.